The Many Saints of Newark is a prequel film to the hugely popular HBO TV series The Sopranos. The main character of The Sopranos was, of course, Tony Soprano, and in this movie, Tony is a young teenage boy in high school, and you get a deeper look into the history of his character. You get a look into his blood family, his father John, his mom Livia, who we all know well from season 1 of the Sopranos TV show, and also his extended family. And by that I mean his work family, which is the whole gangster extended family that surrounds Tony at that time. I'm a huge Sopranos fan on HBO. I watched every single episode. I binged the season at least once or twice after watching the original run on HBO. I just love the genre in general, and I'm very disappointed that Hollywood has kind of seemed to have forgotten the whole gangster genre. I mean, I grew up on Goodfellas, Scarface, The Godfather, and these movies. Road to Perdition is another one that I really like as well. So this whole gangster genre just kind of gone away for some reason. So I was really happy to see HBO bring this back, and not only the genre itself, but also a story about characters that I already knew and I loved from before, and I got to learn more about. That being said, I was kind of, maybe it was just me, but I was kind of misled in the fact that I thought this movie was going to be about Tony as a central character, but it's really not. Tony's more of a bystander in this one. He hasn't really done anything yet to kind of warrant or determine his future as a gangster leader. This movie actually features on his uncle Dickie Moltisanti, who is Christopher's father, for those of you who are familiar with the show. And it took me about 30 minutes or so to kind of process that. My mind was still thinking that this is going to be a Tony Sopranos movie and how he became a gangster leader, but it's actually not. Its focus is actually on Dickie. And once I realized that, I could really just kind of relax and just sink into the film a little more and appreciate it for what it is. Do you have to be a Sopranos fan or Sopranos knowledgeable to enjoy this film? I would say yes, because after watching the film and I thought about it, would a non-fan or a person who didn't know any of these characters appreciate the film as much as someone who was familiar with these characters? I don't think so by any means. A lot of the joy for me in watching this movie was being able to see the characters that I knew and the younger versions of them. You got Paulie Walnuts, you got Pussy, you got Silvio, and all the Uncle Junior. And so it was just really fun for me to see these younger actors play or portray those characters as younger versions of themselves. And I thought that was a really fun thing about the movie. But if you think about the movie as itself to stand on its own, I will say it's a pretty generic gangster movie. There isn't anything really in here that's really innovative to the genre, which I thought was a little disappointing for me, because The Sopranos show itself, it was so innovative in the fact that it brought a lot of humanity to the main gangster character. He wasn't just some cold-blooded, heartless kind of guy. You really saw the complexities of his character, not only with, his relationship with his mother or his psychiatric visits with Dr. Melfi, or, his feelings of guilt or anxiety and stress. You really got to know this character so well, and, all the depth to him. And I thought that was really innovative. And of course, it had the luxury of being a TV series, so it had many hour-long episodes to develop that character. This being only a 2-hour movie, they had to cram a lot into it. So yeah, if you're not a Sopranos fan, or if you don't know these characters, this film may not be as enjoyable for you. That's just a warning outright. But if you do know the characters, and if you do enjoy the series, or if you did enjoy the series, this movie would have a lot more value to you. Yeah, I wish it had brought more to the genre, but yeah, it's fine. It's just not a great film. It's just more of a film that's more fan service. So yeah, if you're not a Sopranos fan, this film really won't really work for you. The performances I thought were great though all around. It was great to see Ray Liotta in the film. Alessandro Nivola as Uncle Dickie was fantastic. I keep thinking of him as a younger brother, Pollux Troy in Face Off, and to see him as such a strong gangster head honcho is kind of weird, and I'm still trying to process that. But he did a really great job playing young Tony Soprano. Is the actual son of James Gandolfini, who played Tony Soprano, and he was fantastic as well. He's a dead ringer for his father, but not only for his father, but also for John Cusack. I couldn't get that John Cusack comparison out of my head, but he did a great job as well. Vera Farmiga plays a young Livia, and the cast all around is excellent. A plus, great acting jobs all around. But yeah, the story just lacked a little something for me. It didn't show anything innovative. So yeah, this film again is more of a fan service for Sopranos fans. The way it ended was a little like, okay, like what was that? What was the whole point of all of this? So it kind of leaves you hanging a little bit like that, but at the same time, it does open up the possibility of another new storytelling world, if you will, of the younger Soprano generation, and that I wouldn't mind seeing at all. Maybe this film can just be like the foundation or the kickoff for that new Sopranos universe, which I wouldn't mind at all. I would love to see these characters back again, but this time developing more into the actual gangster storyline and doing something new with that. So for me, the Many Saints of Newark gets a 6 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching my review. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel, MC on Film, for more reviews in the future.